Well, Kenya has since the year 2010 been interested in developing nuclear power to meet energy needs. However, these plans have remained in the pipeline, with the actual dates for setting up nuclear plants postponed several times due to a number of factors. Today, the target is to have 1,000 megawatts nuclear power plants and running by the year 2038. The first power plant is set to be constructed in Kilifi County. As public participation now continues, residents have raised concern over the safety of the project as well as its potential environmental impact. This afternoon, we speak to the CEO, Nuclear Power and Energy Agency, Justus Wabuyabo. This afternoon, we'll be looking at the insights. Is it time for us to have nuclear energy? Welcome on set, Mr. Justus.
Thank you, Irene.
What is
Thanks
the
for having me.
for nuclear energy in Kenya?
Thank you very much, Irene, for that question. And just to correct what you said earlier, the intention for the government of Kenya to onboard nuclear technology in the generation of electricity is set for 2036 and not 2038. So the government is working to ensure that by 2036, we are able to actually generate electricity from nuclear technology. Now, a nuclear power program anywhere in the world, like for us being a newcomer country, there are a number of stages that a country will have to go through, which are guidelines that are given by the United Nations body that is responsible for nuclear activities across the globe. And that body is known as the International Atomic Energy Agency. So they have three phases that a country has to go through. First of all is to make a knowledgeable decision about going nuclear. Then there's the process of preparations for construction of vast nuclear power plant. And then there's the commissioning stage. Now, according to that milestone, Kenya has really already made the decision to go nuclear by incorporating nuclear as one of the energy sources. So that has already been done. And we are in the second phase where we are doing preparatory activities like developing the workforce that will work in the nuclear plant, developing the legal framework, the legal and regulatory framework, and carrying out activities of stakeholder engagement and public participation so that we have as many Kenyans as possible understanding what this program is about, how it affects them, and how they will interact with it. So according to this time schedule, we hope to start the procurement process in 2027 and start the construction so that by 2032, we are able to have the president come and switch on the first nuclear power plant in this country.
But there have been quite a number of concerns whether this is an environmental friendly initiative, and also is it safe for Kenyans? What is your take in regards to that?
Thank you very much, Irene. As you may know, any project will have an effect on the environment, and the nuclear project is no exception. And following the legal framework in this country, we have the Constitution and we have the Environmental Management Coordination Act and other laws which are supposed to be applied in delivering a project. We are going to follow that. And clearly, as you point out, we appreciate that this project will have an effect on the environment. But the way we approach it is that we are going to do it in such a way that there will be no adverse effects to the environment and any adverse effects to the people. Now, this project is actually governed by a very stringent international legal regime. Under international law, we have a number of treaties which will come to bear on how we're going to deliver this program. But beyond that, we also will have to have national laws. For instance, already we have the Nuclear Regulatory Act, which has created the Kenya Nuclear Regulatory Authority as the national regulator of nuclear activities. So that regulator will be able to license activities, and they will only be able to license those activities if they confirm that those activities will not have any adverse effects on the environment and the people.
But then I would like to understand, the same as our viewers would like to understand, how will this affect the environment? But before we get to that, let's take a commercial break. We'll be back With more insights on nuclear energy, this as we engage the CEO for Nuclear Power and Energy Agency, Justus Wabuyabo. See you after a break. Welcome back. Thank you for keeping it KBC Channel 1 this afternoon. We are on nuclear energy. On set with us is the CEO for the Nuclear Power and Energy Agency, Justus Wabuyabo. And just before we took the break, Justus, you said that this project is not environment friendly. To what level?
Thank you, Irene, for that. What I said is that a nuclear project is a project that has concerns that one needs to think about. It is not environmentally, it's not unfriendly. The technology we have is that nuclear technology is very safe because as we speak, we are already having the third, fourth generation kind of nuclear technology. If you want to look at it, it's like, you remember when we had the mobile phones coming, we had the S21, like that, and that progression. We now have nuclear technology that is so advanced and so safe that once you have built it, you can actually sleep without any worries. Because of the advanced technology, it can actually be managed by AI technology. And therefore, nuclear technology is very safe and should not be a worry to anyone.
And there have also been concerns. Why should we as a country want to get into this when already we have other countries that have exited owing to certain concerns?
Thank you. And that is a very important question. We actually have, in the history of nuclear, we've had about 3 accidents. But all these 3 accidents have been explained, and the beauty of that is that in the nuclear world, the nuclear community actually works together. And the reasons that cause those accidents have actually been put on the table, and people have been able to understand what happened, for example, in Chernobyl and Fukushima and the 3 Mile accident in the US. And they have actually learned from that and worked together as experts to solve that problem, so that the issues that were experienced in Fukushima and Chernobyl will actually never be seen again, because the technology that is now being developed now has factored in all those concerns. And when a nuclear power plant is actually now being built, those concerns have actually been taken into account, and therefore there's very little risk because of the science that has gone into the development of the modern nuclear power plant.
I'd like you just to take us through, in a nutshell, the benefits of this initiative.
Thank you. A very good question. A nuclear power plant will actually be a game changer for this country. And let me start by saying this. If you look around the world and look at the countries that are called the first world, look at America, Britain, China, France, Korea, and the Western countries. There's one thing that they all have, and that is nuclear technology. With nuclear technology, you actually are able to provide a country with stable, reliable, and affordable electricity. And as we all know, energy is an enabler of literally everything. Running industries, running vehicles, and doing many other things. Therefore, if you have nuclear technology, you will actually be able to sort out the issue of blackouts in this country. We'll never have blackouts. We'll also be able to bring down the cost of electricity and make it affordable. The effect of that is that we'll be able to attract investment. Investors will be able to come in the country and build industries. We'll be, with those industries, we'll actually also be able to do commodities value addition. Because as you know, we generally have produced raw materials and exported to other countries, and they are manufactured, and when they're manufactured, they are sent back as finished products. And that means that we send out our raw materials very cheaply and import back very expensively. That affects our forex balance. But if we were to do commodities value addition in this country, we'll actually be able to look at the issue of not having to spend more dollars outside the country, but actually be bringing more dollars in the country. We'll also be able to create jobs in this country, and we'll be able to create amenities, because where a nuclear power plant will be built, one of the things that will be natural is that the infrastructure of that area will actually be greatly improved. You will have good roads, you will have good schools, you will have good hospitals, and the quality of life for the people will generally be uplifted.
From where we sit, Justus, would you advocate for partnerships?
Yes. A nuclear project cannot be done by a single person. As a country, we need partnerships from the general population. And that is why my organization, NUPEA, is actually out there trying to engage people. As we speak currently, we have a national questionnaire that is going on to ask people about how much they understand the nuclear power program, what they know about it, and what they need to know more, and where they can actually come in to work with us. So we must work with each and every Kenyan. This includes the policymakers, the government, the parliament, the executive, and even the judiciary, and most importantly, the common mwananchi. The second partnership we require is that we will not be able to develop or deliver this technology on our own. This technology is largely foreign. So we will have to network with those countries that are advanced and already have this technology, so that we work with them so that they can be able to support us and guide us how we'll be able to deliver our first nuclear power plant. And therefore, we have signed agreements with MOUs with other nations. We've signed an agreement with the United States of America. We are also working with the Chinese and the Koreans, and we are really open, and even the engagement with other countries that have this technology, so that we work with them. Because as we develop this technology, we'll be having one thing in mind: having the technology for the best interests of Kenyans. So we'll be looking out for a partner that will be able to answer to our interests, that will be able to give us this technology at the right price, that will be able to work with our people, to develop our people, to be able to work in those industries, and to just generally work with us throughout the journey. Because a nuclear program is like a marriage. It's a process that takes 80 years and sometimes more.
In that, you have talked about policies. Time is not on our side. Just one policy that you think our policymakers should emphasize as a country.
Thank you very much. Currently, the most important thing that the country needs to deliver is the national nuclear policy, which we've already done the draft and is at public participation. And the other thing is to make a decision to be able to accede to the nuclear conventions that will allow the international community to deal with us with confidence.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That is Justus Wabuyabo, the CEO for the Nuclear Power and Energy Agency, NUPEA, giving us an insight on nuclear energy. Looking forward to have you more on set, Mr. Justus. Thank you for your time.